picked up a stack of books for just $3 a piece. So let's see what I found. Before I jump into the video, don't forget to follow me here and, of course, on Facebook and Instagram. I got all kinds of content coming up every day, so don't forget about all that. But, let's jump into, got a little bit of a haul here. Picked up a bunch of books off of my buddy Chris over at Panther Comics, where, of course, I work at a comic store. And so I picked up a nice stack off of him this following week. And it's nice, some nice stuff. I'm a Thor guy, so I ran down some Thor books I needed. Just awesome stuff for the PCs. We kind of talk about it a little bit, all for just $3 a piece. So, to start off, we got Thor 175. This is a great 15-cent Thor issue that I didn't already have. So, I got a nice little stack of Thor books. Thor 209, first Demon Druid. He's like a half Kree, half Eternal. He's part of like the Star, that's like Star Hawks or something like that. A random thing they did. I got Thor 234. And, of course, 235, first appearance of Camathon, who is one of the elders of the universe. There's only, I think, like 7 or 8 elders. So, this is, a couple first appearances of the Trek that I got, like, of course, the Great Master and all that. But, you've got a couple other ones, like, coincidentally, I have, I believe, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, for sure, the champion is an elder. I'm pretty sure. I'm 95% sure. And, of course, we got 236 and a nice bag of board there. 241. 251, nice hella cover. And 339. Third Beta Ray Bill, first ever Stormbreaker. So those are nice couple books. This is the kind of thing where, like, I've been trying to find this one on a dollar bin, but for $3, I'm not complaining. And it's a great book. It's like a third ever Beta Ray Bill. And it's first Stormbreaker. So it's a nice little minor key. And I got Godzilla number 3. Now, this is a book that I may already have, but this is, as you can tell by the blank barcode and the diamond, this is a Whitman variant. I think I only have a Whitman for like 22 or 23, the one where he's like on Dinosaur Island. So I'm tracking down the Whitmans now, and I'm trying to find, there's 2 or 3 price variants. Issue 1 and 2 for sure. I can't remember if issue 3 is a price variant as well. But I'm trying to track those down as well. And the number 1's super tough to find. And then, keep it on that Godzilla track. I've got the Art Adams creature feature with an amazing rendition by Art Adams of Godzilla and the Creature of the Black Lagoon. It's just a great book. It's got a little bit beat up on the corners there, but who cares? For $3, how do you complain? And then this, I'm not a huge foreign guy, but sometimes when I see cool ones and they pique my interest, I'll pick them up. So this is a foreign Phantom book, La Phantom. And, a buddy of mine, I'll drop his tag here. He's getting really big into the foreign stuff. And there's some really neat stuff he showed me. I've picked up a couple books in the past, but every once in a while, if I see a cool one, I'll pick it up. So this one is kind of a must grab. And then I grabbed some Spider-Woman issues. Usually I try to be $1 to $2 piece on them, but they're all really nice copies. And for $3, I couldn't leave them behind. So another run I'm just quietly putting together. So we got 35, this great cover there. We've got 36. We've got an early negative cover with 39. We've got 44 and 45 with this like Trickster Spider-Man cover. So all nice issues. I think Spider-Woman has a lot of great slept-on covers. And then we picked up a Hulk number 2. This is the first true appearance of Red Hulk. Everyone states the number 1. I have a couple of them right here. As his first appearance, but it's actually the number 2. He does not appear in number 1 at all. It's not a cameo. It's not nothing. He's just on multiple of the covers. But this is his first appearance. Not even his first full, not his first cameo. This is his first appearance. And, of course, he's also on the cover there, the flagship Iron Man's helmet. And I also picked up the black and white variant as well. This is a tough one. I picked up a couple weeks ago, I think about a month ago now, in the video. I think it's titled 2 Comic Shops in 1 Show. I picked them both over at Frankenstein, the second print of this book. So now I have the A and the black and white variant as well. But this is a book that, I kind of have a little bit of faith in. We know we're going to get Thaddeus Ross recast about Harrison Ford in the upcoming Captain America 4. And, if you've been following the channel for some time, you know that I think his son is going to become the next Red Hulk. I don't think they're going to make Harrison Ford be Red Hulk, I think. But who knows? Who knows? And to keep it on the Hulk train, we've got Hulk 257, First Appearance of Arabian Night. This is a book that I know some people have talked about. Arabian Night showed up the MCU. I don't know where he's going to fit, but I know I've heard rumors about that. I've heard rumors about doing a Contest of Champions. And, Arabian Night's in the original Contest of Champions, but I can't imagine if they're going to do Contest of Champions that means they're going to do Arabian Night. Either way, he could still make his way into a project possibly, but I think it's just a cool book. It's a nice, newsstand copy. It's just a neat book that I kind of have on my radar. It's another one that, like, if you've seen a dollar bin, worth grabbing. So there's Batman 307, First Appearance of Lucius Fox. This is a book that I've heard a couple guys talk about recently, a couple of YouTube guys, an Instagram, couple Instagram accounts have been poking at this book recently. And this is one that's been on the radar for a while. I can't remember if I have a copy already, so I just grabbed it for the PC. Lucius Fox is a great character. This is another super slept on book. And there's an Instagram account I follow. It's a local guy, very nice guy. It's Motorcycles and something. I'm blanking on that, but I'll drop the tag there. And he did a great video about him going around King Con and asking guys who first appears in this book, and stumped a lot of pros. Did a lot of pros at King Con, so that was really neat to see. But this is definitely a book to keep an eye out for in those cheap ins. Another book I didn't even realize was in this stack, but I'm very excited to pick up because I don't have a copy. I've been looking for this one for a while. Is New X-Men number 23. This is First Appearance of Gentle. This is a book that kind of got specced out, 2019, 2020-ish. Where everyone kind of realized that, like, Gentle's a mutant, but Gentle's also a Wakandan. He's got a cool original set of powers, and it's one of those things where he's a walk-on for the MCU. We've already seen Namor come up in Black Panther 2. He's already said that he's a mutant, and I think it's one of those things where when they get around to truly introducing the mutants in full, Gentle's got to kind of be in it somewhere, just because it's a walk-on for the MCU to connect them to pre-existing characters in the MCU, like Wakandans. I think this is a book to keep an eye out for in those cheap ins. Even if you're going to pay an extra couple bucks, I'm sure there's probably another copy on eBay, like $20 or less. But even still, I think up to maybe even $20 is kind of a fair price for this book. But $3, I couldn't leave it there. I didn't realize I grabbed it. But I'm very excited to have it. But it's one of those things where it's, and again, I'll never tell you what to buy. I'm only going to give you the information. This is a book that if you buy it, though, you might thank me later, if you weren't already looking for it. And then I picked up this great Avatar book, Night of the Living Dead, #1, with the movie poster cover, one of my favorite movie posters of all time. It's just so iconic. It's just, when you think of black and white horror, you think of Frankenstein, you think of Dracula, you think of Night of the Living Dead. At least I do. There's a lot of other great black and white horror films, but this is one of them. And then keeping on the horror stuff, I didn't know they did 7 comics. I don't know if you've ever seen the thriller horror movie 7. This movie I've kicked around doing a review for in the past for October. So if something you want to see, let me know down in the comments. I didn't know Zenoscope did a comic about it. And I also didn't realize this copy is signed. Now, I'm unfamiliar with this book. I haven't read it yet. I'm unfamiliar who worked on it. I mean, obviously I can see some names there. I don't know that signature. So if you know who that is, let me know down below. Because I don't know whose signature that is. So, but it was a cool book, and I think this movie's awesome. So I kind of just had to pick it up. And then the other 2 books I picked up for just $3 a piece are these books these are one of those books that I will army build forever and probably never sell a copy. My buddy Breton over AB Comics on Instagram that has done several claim sales, and he had a couple of these copies for great prices. And I was like, you know what? I don't need another one. I need another one. I actually needed 2 more. Godzilla vs. Charles Barkley is one of my favorite comics of all time. I mean, just look at that. Look how awesome that is. It is the most ridiculous thing. I have almost a full run of all the Godzilla American comics that have been released. I have a Japanese manga, and that's the only one I actually have right now. And then I, of course, have the uber rare, it's over there, it's kind of off camera there, the uber rare Godzilla's Megalon comic that was given out at the theaters in the 70s. So I have a lot of Godzilla stuff. I'm kind of going back and filling in some holes and some variants and stuff like that. But I have almost the full run of Godzilla. But this is one that I'll always pick up when I see it, especially if it's, you know, relatively cheap. And I actually didn't realize I have another copy at work that's going to get pressed and cleaned. So those were the books I picked up for $3, 25 books, $3 a piece. And so, but you know, I picked up a couple other books. You know, I'm always buying. One thing I ended up picking up was I collect these. So actually, I have a video I might do just to kind of explain the history of these. But see if I grab a good one here. There's, oh great, so perfect. So back in the day, if you know had a subscription, they would send it to you in the mail, and they would literally just have your book wrapped on this. This was your board, and to keep your book straight. But there's several different versions of this where there's different art pieces there. There's different colors. There's all kinds of stuff. Let me see if I can get a real good example here. Yeah, like there's Hulk. You know, there's a Hulk in black and gray and orange, and there's a million colors they've used. There's a million different artworks they've done. There's Captain America. There's a different Captain America. One's red. You see, one's red and one's blue. I've got, you know, Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man right there. And there is another color of Todd McFarlane's Spider. So, like, I just like collecting these. They're kind of neat. You only see them every once in a while. And I have no idea how many of them exist, how many colors exist, how many, you know, artwork exists, what years they did it. No idea. If you have information about that for some reason, somehow, let me know. But I just, you know, when I see them, I'll grab them. Sometimes I'll see them on the back of a book still. So this kind of reminded me of this. This was, you know, you've been selected to participate in the first annual Marvel survey. Is basically what it was. An envelope sent out to Marvel readers back in the day. And it also randomly has some, you know, stuff shoved in it that is unrelated. But it kind of reminded me of that, so I kind of had to pick it up just to put with that. And then I picked up a amazing Kirby book. Now, you look at that and you're like, wow, look at that Kirby book. Look how iconic that is. You know, super early, you know, a 10 center, not early, but, you know, 10 center Kirby monster book. And then you see a mouse had gotten to this wherever it was stored in the storage unit it was in, and had sadly chewed it up. But I'm still excited to have it. It's still a readable copy, believe it or not, for the most part, and it's the cheapest way you'll get it. The cool thing about this book is it's the last issue before Amazing Adventures becomes Amazing Fantasy. And of course, if you know really anything about comics, you know Spider-Man First Appears in Amazing Fantasy 15. So I now have the prototype for Spider-Man and Journey to Mystery. And I have the last issue for Amazing Fantasy. So I'm getting close to my AF-15. Nowhere near getting an AF-15, but I'm getting there, you know? And then I picked up it was free comic book day. So this is a book to keep an eye out for, especially if your LCS still has leftover copies of this. You know, that was first Animal Crossing, and you might be like, who cares? It's Animal Crossing. It's a kid's game. This is the first appearance of Kirby in an American comic. Kirby's been in Japanese manga. He's been in magazines. He's never been in an American comic before. And we've seen free comic book day books get expensive. I mean, I have right here on display First Avenger Press. That's an expensive book. I mean, I don't know what it goes for right now, but it's, I remember when I bought this, it was in the $75 range. You know what it's going for, at least when I bought it. But I can't imagine it's even below $50 right now because it's Avenger Press. So, it's one of those things where, sure, is the market a little bit different than when that came out? Yes. Is a lot more people taking just stacks of free books just because they're free books? And the speculative market's kind of blown up since then? Yes. This is a book that's super under the radar. If you go on Key Collector, they don't notate that it's the first Animal Crossing, not yet at least. And they don't notate it's the first Kirby. A lot of people don't know about it. A lot of stores didn't know about it. When I told the boss man, he didn't even believe me. He had to fact check me. But this is the first appearance of Kirby in American comics. That is a book worth keeping an eye out for. And it's something worth knowing. And then this also, I can't believe more people didn't pick this up. For Zetaverse cover. First of all, it's free. It's awesome. And it's a mashup of 3 Frazetta covers in one. Alright, it's awesome. I mean, I'm a huge Frazetta guy. But I mean, look at that. That's awesome. So, and then the last thing I'll show off here before I wrap up the video is my 245 got back from being pressed and cleaned. And it is a beautiful, beautiful looking copy. It was disgusting looking. I picked this one up really cheap years and years ago, and it was disgusting looking. Little newsstand. Nothing really matters at this point. But it looks great. Cleaned up really nice. But, that's just a couple of books that I picked up recently. As I saw, my 25 $3 books. A nice, not early Kirby, but 10-cent Kirby Monster book. Some back for press and cleaning. And some free comic day stuff. But I hope you all enjoyed. Follow me here on Facebook and Instagram for more daily content, as I drop shorts every day on YouTube. I drop videos at least once a week. I've been trying to push in for 2 to 3 times a week right now. But I'm probably going to land around that 2 times a week as it stands. At least on every Wednesday. And, I post on Instagram all the time. I post on Facebook all the time. And then there's the Facebook group, Fandoms Unleashed, where you get to see a behind-the-scenes look at comics, great inside discussion, all kinds of awesome stuff. You go in there, post yourself, post what you bought, post what you're thinking about, movie reviews, whatever have you. So you drop that all in Fandoms Unleashed, great Facebook group. And that's all linked down in the description. I hope you all enjoyed. Happy hunting, and until next time, peace.